texts, review the text, and then create events, plan events based on what the text. So I get an email from my John, this is John's girlfriend, and John's girlfriend says, what do you want to do for Jabber's big day? Want to surprise him. He's turning 5-0. How does the Saturday after next look? The real day is September 25th, but who wants to drink on a Tuesday? So what we're going to do is we're going to build an artificially intelligent bot that's going to interpret that information, and then it's going to figure out what questions need to ask, and it's going to plan the event, and it's going to basically figure out who to invite and the like. Okay? So first thing that we need to do is we need to capture all the knowledge about these people in this event. So I'm going to create a knowledge graph. And you can see this is John Mason. He's my friend. He's called Jabber. He's divorced. His girlfriend is Joy. He loves jazz. He's on a low-carb diet currently. His sister, June, is an ER doctor, and she works on Saturdays. His friend, Jim, has cerebral palsy. His father, Ray, lives in an assisted living facility in Florida. And the big news, which he doesn't know, is that Dwayne, his good friend, is dating his ex-wife. Okay? My first point is, curate that for me. Okay? Let's assume you'd be willing to put that in a database. But let's assume we were able to build this knowledge graph. Then what we have to do is we have to cleanse and structure. So I need every single email I've ever gotten from any person about any topic, and I need to cleanse it, and I need to organize it. So I have to do pre-processing. I got to label my calls. I got emails. I then do unsupervised learning to cluster that into different types of food and locations. I create an ontology. I have to manually go through it. I got to create that ontology. I got to say, a burrito is food, and this restaurant is actually, it's called Parmesan, but I know that's not that, but it's actually a restaurant. It's not an actual food in this case, but it's Parmesan over here. So I got to do all that work, right? So let's say I do that. And then I'm going to build a model to scale that over and over again. And then I'm going to basically review the results. And every single time a piece of content comes out, I'm going to say, yeah, that classified it really well. It didn't classify it well. And by the way, that'll take me about 3 months to do. And that's assuming I actually had every one of my emails I ever got, and I was able to curate them. So in this case, we're capturing an example. I know that Jabber's a person. He's John Mason, the big day. Right? I go through all these things. It classifies them all. It does a really good job. And oh, by the way, some of these things actually don't matter. So I got to know what matters, because the fact that who wants to drink on a Tuesday doesn't matter in this question, and his actual birthday doesn't matter. So I got to somehow figure out knowing what information I need to know and what I don't need to know. So now what I need to do is I've curated. I haven't even done the questions yet. All I've done is sort of manage the content. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically figure out how to capture my intent. So the question here is want to surprise him. So that's the intent. What does want to surprise him mean? So how do I do that? I gotta again load every one of those phrases into the system, right? And if I'm lucky, I've got maybe some historical data that sort of talks about that's a surprise party, and I'm able to cluster it. Who, what, where, when, why. Again, I create my model. I build that model. I go ahead and I say, well, there's variants of should we throw him a surprise party? Want to do a surprise party? How about a surprise party? Perhaps we make it a surprise. Let's totally surprise him. Let's plan something covert for him. By the way, when we look at our intents for our call service stuff, it's about 65 to 1.